Hello everybody, this is Hypersonic. Welcome back to the genocide route of Undertale. We have finally killed every enemy there is, except for Mettaton. My, so you finally arrived. After our first meeting, I realized something ghastly. You're not just a threat to monsters, but to humanity as well. Oh my, that's an issue. You see, I can't be a star without an audience. And besides, there are some people I want to protect. Ah ha ha. Eager as always, eh? But don't touch that dial. There's something you haven't accounted for. As any true fan would know, my first created as a human eradication of bots. It was only after becoming a star that I was given a more photogenic body. However, those original functions have never been fully removed. Coming in close enough, I'll be forced to show you my true form. Fine then. Ready? It's showtime! Mettaton Neo blocks away. Guess you don't want to join my fan club? Alright, well, time to go to Asgore. He's the final step in our journey. Oh, wow, it's a new home. My bad. It's a new home. Look at all those castles and such. We saw those in the ruin as well, where the toy knife was, and there's even more houses, but it looks empty here. And it's in like all three routes. Oh, I love this song. No. I don't need those weapons. They don't change anything about the battle with Sans. They don't change anything about him. And I'm not getting rid of any of these. It takes a long time to get those back. Howdy, Kara. You finally made it home. Remember when we used to play here? Hehehe. Boy, today's gonna be just as fun. I remember when I first woke up here, in the garden. I was so scared. I couldn't feel my arms or my legs. My entire body had turned into a flower. Mom, Dad, somebody help me, I called out. But nobody came. Eventually, the king found me, crying in the garden. I explained what had happened to him. Then he told me, Kara. He held me with his tears in his eyes, saying, there, everything is going to be alright. He was so emotional. But for some reason, I didn't feel anything at all. Chocolate's gross. Honestly, chocolate bars are gross. Alright. I soon realized I didn't feel anything about anyone. My compassion had disappeared. And believe me, it's not like I wasn't trying. I wasted weeks with that stupid king, vainly hoping I would feel something. But it became too much for me. I ran away from home. Eventually, I reached the ruins. Inside, I found her, Kara. I thought of all the people she could make me feel whole again. She failed. I realized those two were useless. I became despondent. I just wanted to love someone. I just wanted to care about someone. Kara, you may not believe this, but I decided it wasn't worth living anymore. Not in a world without love. Not in a world without you. So, I decided to follow in your footsteps. I would erase myself from existence, and you know what? I succeeded. That's pretty low of you, Flowey. But as I left this mortal coil, I appeared to feel apprehensive. If you don't have a soul, what happens when you... Something primal started to burn inside me. No, I thought. I don't want to die. Then I woke up, like it was all a bad dream. I was back at that garden, back at my save point. Interested, I decided to experiment. Again and again, I brought myself to the edge of death. At any point, I could have let this world continue on without me. But as long as I was determined to live, I could go back. Amazing, isn't it, Kara? I was amazed too. At first, I used my powers for good. I became friends with everyone. I solved all their problems flawlessly. Their companionship was amusing for a while. As time repeated, people proved themselves predictable. What would this person say if I gave them this? What would this person do if I said this to them? Once you know the answer, that's it. That's all they are. It all started because I was curious. Curious what would happen if I killed them. I don't like this, I told myself. I'm just doing this because I have to know what happens. What an excuse! You of all people must know how liberating it is to act this way. At least we're better than those sickos that stand around and watch it happen. Those pathetic people that want to see it but are too weak to do it themselves. I bet someone like that is watching right now. Aren't they? Nowadays, even that's grown tiring. You understand, Kara? I've done everything this world has to offer. I've read every book. I've burned every book. I won every game. I've lost every game. I appeased everyone. I killed everyone. Sets of numbers, lines of dialogue. I've seen them all. But you? You're different. I could never predict you, Kara. When I saw you in the ruins, I didn't recognize you. I thought I could frighten you and steal your soul. I failed, and when I tried to load my save file, it didn't work. Kara, your determination, somehow, it's even greater than mine. I just have one question for you, Kara. How did you get back to the ruins from here? Wait, I know. She must have taken when she left, and decided to give you a proper burial rather than hanging out in the basement forever. But why then? What made you wake up? Did you hear me calling you? It doesn't matter now. I'm so tired of this, Kara. I'm tired of all these people. I'm tired of all these places. I'm tired of being a flower. Kara, there's just one thing left I want to do. Let's finish what we started. Let's free everyone. Then, let's see what humanity is really like. Then, that despite it all, this world is still kill or be killed. Then, well, I had been entertaining a few ways to use that power. But seeing you here changed my mind. Kara, I think if you're around, just living in the service world doesn't seem so bad. We don't even need his leaf to get them this time. The king has 6 of them locked away. I tried hundreds of ways to get him to show me them, but he just won't. Kara, I know he'll do it for you. Why am I telling you all this? Kara, I said it before. Even after all this time, you're still the only one that understands me. You won't give me any worthless pity. Creatures like us wouldn't hesitate to kill each other if we got each other's way. So that's why. What's this feeling? Why am I shaking? Hey, Kara, no hard feelings about back then, right? Hey, what are you doing? Back off! I've changed my mind about all of this. This isn't a good idea anymore. You should go back, Kara. This place is fine the way it is. So stop making that creepy face. This isn't funny. You've got a sick sense of humor. Do I now? Well, we have all we need. That expression you're wearing. Well, I won't grace it with a description. Ready? Here we go. What, you think I'm just gonna stand there and take it? Just keep attacking. Oh. It makes it look like it's... Okay. Our reports showed a massive anomaly in the time-space continuum. Timelines jumping left and right, stopping and starting. Just keep attacking. Until suddenly everything ends. You felt your sins crawling on your back. That's your fault, isn't it? You can't understand how this feels. Knowing that one day, without any warning, it's all going to be reset. Alright, yeah, Santa's getting a little bit wary of what he's doing. Look, I gave up trying to go back a long time ago. Santa's movements grow a little warier. And getting to the surface doesn't really appeal anymore either. Oh, whoops. Yeah, he seems to be moving a little bit slower. Because even if we do, we'll just end up right back here without any memory of it, right? You felt your sins crawling on your back. Or is it that just that poor excuse of being lazy? Hell if I know. Whoops. Yeah, he's moving a lot more slower. You felt your sins crawling on your back. All I know is, seeing what comes next, I can't afford to care anymore. Sans movements seem to be slower. Ugh. That being said, you, really like swinging that thing around, huh? Listen, I know you didn't answer me before, but somewhere in there I can feel it. There's a glimmer of a person inside of you. A good person. The memory of someone who once wanted to do the right thing. Someone who, in another timeline, might have been a friend. Come on, buddy. Do you remember me? Listen. Please. Let's forget all of this, okay? Just lay down your weapon and, well, my job will be a lot easier. Well, it was worth a shot. Guess you like doing things the hard way, huh? Felt like a turning point. Sounds strange, but before all this, I was secretly hoping we'd be friends. I always thought the anomaly was doing this because they were unhappy, and when they got what they wanted, they would stop all of this. The real battle finally begins. And maybe all they needed was, I don't know, some good food, some bad laughs, some nice friends. Alright, that was a close one. Because now he's putting bones at the bottom of the screen like a little bitch. But that's ridiculous, right? Yeah, you're the type of person who won't ever be happy. Nope. Alright, that was one attempt, and I almost got to him. And, my leg. Alright, I need some potassium in my body. Oh god. There we go. Alright, this is 30 minutes later. So that took me about 10 or 12 more attempts. It doesn't take that long. That one took me 12 times this time. Last time it took me like 20. The first time it took me like 30. Sans isn't really that tough of a boss battle. He's pretty pathetic. He does 1 damage for every frame because of Karmic Retribution right down there. Alright, okay. Sans is very weak. He only has 1 HP. He only does 1 damage for each frame because we have such a high execution point and level of violence at this moment. If we were completely pacifist, we would have invincibility frames, and he would only do 1 damage. Just 1 damage, so... And, like, some parts of the battle are just really cheap. Like, sometimes when he sends you flying at the wall, sometimes he'll do it twice at the same wall, and those bones will get some free hits on you that you cannot avoid. And that's how I died the other times. And then sometimes I just wasn't paying attention at what was happening, because I have other things on my mind at 2 a.m. But yeah, he isn't that bad. I had more trouble on Flowey than Sans. Flowey and Undyne combined. Alright, well, I know your type. Sure you do. You're, very determined, aren't you? You'll never give up, even if there is absolutely no benefit to preserving whatsoever, if I can make that clear. No matter what, you'll just keep going, not out of any desire for good or evil, just because you think you can. Just because you can, you have to. He's just saying that the reason why everybody does this is because of completionist's sake. God, that hurts when I do that. Right, but now you've reached the end. There's nothing left for you now, so in my personal opinion, the most determined thing you can do here is to completely give up and do literally anything else. Oh, he's getting tired. His eyes are closing. If you go to any of the sides of the box, he automatically wakes up. But that won't happen here. Ooh, he's asleep. Awesome. Alright, I've only been here for around half an hour. Pretty much close to 45 minutes. It isn't that bad. Oh my webcam time is 1 hour. I guess it took me 45 minutes. It usually takes me about 45 minutes, though. The Sans, he's just not that hard. Even though I do spend the most time on him, I don't really think he's that difficult because there are some cheap tricks that he has that's just very unfair. Like the ones I acknowledged. And like those hits, some of those hits are just unavoidable because he's too fast when he throws you against the walls. And that's how I died off camera. And because I couldn't get his first turn correctly sometimes. Or because I was messing up with the arrow keys. So really, most of the deaths were kind of not really my fault. Just really me not really not getting the arrow keys, because the arrow keys are tiny and they're together. The arrow keys, I got them mixed up. Yeah. But yeah, I say most of those faults like really aren't ones that I truly deserve. The arrow keys were I got mixed up the arrow keys because I can't look down at the keyboard and do it like this because my laptop screen is broken, so I'm looking at my TV. So I had to keep in mind where the arrow keys are. And sometimes, like, whenever I went up in the first attack, I didn't go up enough because I mixed up the arrow keys. Alright. Well, we are at the end of the genocide route. I'm not going to show you what's ahead. You have to be a strong enough person to get all the way to where I am and see the end of it for yourself. Just as Flowey said, you're only seeing this because you're too weak to do it yourself. Isn't that what he said? Something along those lines. In the next episode, we are going to atone for our greatest sins and become the biggest hero of the underground. I'll see you guys later.